Imagine this. Your child is 25 years old. They're facing a challenge, maybe a tough job interview, a conflict with a friend, or a moment when something doesn't go their way. Now ask yourself, will they crumble or will they handle it? Because here's the truth most parents never hear. A child who cannot navigate simple struggles at home will not suddenly learn to navigate the real world. Independence is not something kids magically grow into. It's something we build intentionally, lovingly, and consistently through everyday choices. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. How to raise a child who is confident, capable, emotionally strong, and able to navigate life on their own. Not because you push them, not because you pressure them, but because you've helped them develop the skills they need to stand on their own 2 feet. Before we start, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What is one thing your child still depends on you for that you wish they could start doing on their own? Is it tying their shoes, managing emotions, solving conflicts, homework? Your answers help shape future videos for the Parenting Blueprint, and I read every one of them. Now let's begin with a powerful idea most parents overlook. Independence is not built in the big moments. It's built in the tiny ones. Every time you tie their shoes because you're running late, every time you solve a problem for them so they don't struggle, every time you step in to rescue them from frustration, you unintentionally send one message. You can't handle this, let me do it. And children absorb that message deeply. But here's the beautiful part. The opposite is also true. When you let your child try, when you allow them to experience a little discomfort, when you give them small, simple responsibilities, you send an entirely different message. I believe in your abilities. You are capable. Because independence grows in the moments we, as parents, step back just a little and let our children step forward. In this video, you're going to learn the practical, science-backed methods that child psychologists use to build independence. The 30-second rule, the easiest way to break the habit of rescuing. The try 3 times method, a gentle, confidence-building strategy. The 4 fundamental pillars of raising a self-reliant child. How to help your child handle mistakes without shame, and how to support your child without overprotecting them. But first, we need to shift one mindset, the mindset that quietly stops most parents from raising independent kids. And that is this: struggle is not a sign of failure. Struggle is the birthplace of capability. Your child needs small daily experiences of effort, frustration, and problem-solving in order to grow. Not painful struggles, not overwhelming challenges, just small, manageable moments where they get to feel the pride of figuring something out. And when you step back, even just a little, you give them that gift. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to the Parenting Blueprint so you never miss a weekly video designed to make your parenting journey calmer, clearer, and more connected. Let's dig into the first major shift that transforms kids from dependent to capable. Stop jumping in the moment your child struggles. This is one of the hardest habits for parents to break, not because we're controlling, but because we care. We don't want to see our child uncomfortable, frustrated, or upset. So we step in quickly. We tie the shoe, we pour the milk, we fix the problem. We answer the question before they finish asking it. And bit by bit, without meaning to, we train their brain to believe. If something is hard, someone will do it for me. But when we wait just a little longer, even 30 seconds, something incredible happens. Children figure things out. This is where the 30-second rule comes in. It's simple, science-based, and incredibly effective. When your child asks for help with something they can almost do, pause for 30 seconds before stepping in. That's it. You stay calm. You stay close. But you do not immediately fix, rescue, or take over. And during those 30 seconds, your child's brain activates problem-solving circuits, frustration tolerance, and emotional regulation. These are the exact systems that make kids resilient, capable, and confident. The first few times you try this, your child might look at you like that. Why aren't you helping me? Aren't you supposed to? But soon, they start attempting things on their own. And one day, something magical happens. They do it without you. That moment changes everything. Now, let's pair the 30-second rule with the second tool, the try 3 times method. Here's how it works. When your child says, "I can't do it," you respond with, "Try 3 times. I'm right here if you need me." This gives them structure, safety, and just enough challenge to grow. After 3 attempts, if they still can't do it, then you guide. But you don't take over entirely. You help just enough so they can finish themselves. This teaches a life-changing message. I can struggle and still succeed. Now, here's what most parents don't realize. Independence is built long before a child leaves home. It's built in the micro moments, hanging their own backpack, helping set the table, making small choices, banana or yogurt, cleaning a spill they made, putting on a jacket themselves, solving sibling arguments with your guidance, not your intervention, trying before asking for help, managing small frustrations. These tiny experiences create something called competence wiring, the neural pathways for self-control, problem-solving, and emotional regulation. When kids experience small wins daily, they start believing, "I can handle things. I can figure things out. I am capable." That belief becomes the foundation for independence in school, friendships, and eventually adulthood. Now that you understand how independence develops, we're ready for the big piece. The 4 pillars of self-reliant kids and how to build them at every age. To raise a child who can truly navigate life on their own, we need to understand the deeper structure behind independence. It isn't random. It isn't something that magically appears when a child turns 12, or when they start school, or when they get their first phone. Independence is built on 4 core pillars, and when these pillars are strong, a child becomes naturally confident, capable, and grounded, without parents having to push, nag, or constantly supervise. The first pillar is problem solving, and it begins emerging much earlier than most adults think. When a toddler tries to put a puzzle piece in the wrong place, that moment of confusion is problem solving. When a 7-year-old gets stuck on homework and resists the impulse to give up, that's problem solving too. The key is letting children work through these challenges long enough for their brains to learn, "I can figure things out." When we rush in, even with good intentions, we interrupt the mental process that teaches them to think. The second pillar is emotional strength, and this is where many parents misunderstand independence. Independence is not about forcing a child to be tough or telling them to stop crying. Emotional strength is the ability to feel big feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It means learning how to calm themselves after frustration, disappointment, or conflict. That emotional stability is what allows them to take healthy risks, handle setbacks, and move forward without collapsing under pressure. Children build this strength when adults guide, not rescue. When they say, "I know this is hard, but you can handle it," instead of removing the discomfort. The third pillar is responsibility, and it develops gradually through everyday participation in family life. Children learn responsibility by being part of the team, carrying their plate to the sink, helping put groceries away, packing their own backpack, remembering what they need for school. When they're included in the flow of daily living, they develop a sense of ownership, not obligation. Responsibility becomes something they feel internally rather than something they do only to avoid consequences. The fourth pillar is self-trust, and this might be the most important one of all. Self-trust grows when a child experiences moments where they succeed without being rescued. It grows when they make a mistake and realize they can recover from it. It grows when they face something unfamiliar and discover that they can handle discomfort. A child who trusts themselves becomes independent naturally, and a child who doesn't will always look to others, parents, teachers, peers, to tell them what to do, think, or feel. When all 4 pillars begin strengthening together, something remarkable happens. A child stops relying on adults for constant direction and begins looking inward for answers. They develop an inner compass, a sense of themselves that guides their decisions, actions, and reactions to life. And now that we've explored what independence is made of, we can talk about exactly how to build these pillars in real daily life. with tools you can start using today. So how do we actually strengthen these pillars in everyday life? The first step is shifting how we respond in those tiny moments when our instinct is to jump in and fix things. Most parents don't realize it, but these micro moments shape a child's independence more than anything else. A spilled cup, a forgotten backpack, a frustration over a zipper, a disagreement with a sibling. These situations might seem small, but they're the daily training ground for resilience. Confidence, patience, and practical competence. One of the simplest and most powerful tools is what I call the 30-second rule. When your child runs into a problem, pause for 30 seconds before stepping in. Don't solve it, don't rush, don't swoop. Just wait. This tiny window gives their brain the chance to activate problem-solving pathways. You'll be amazed at how often children figure things out when they're given space. And when they don't, you step in gently, guiding rather than fixing. You might say, "Try one more idea. I'm right here if you need help," instead of doing it for them. This single shift rewires a child's belief from "someone will save me" to "I can do this." Another powerful tool is what I call the try 3 times method. When your child gets stuck, whether it's tying a shoe, solving a homework question, or managing frustration, encourage them to attempt 3 different solutions before asking for help. Not 3 identical attempts, but 3 different ideas. This builds cognitive flexibility, creativity, and persistence. After they've tried 3, you can step in with guidance, but by then they've already done the real work of learning. Children who use this approach grow up far better equipped to face challenges because they've practiced figuring things out instead of immediately seeking rescue. Decision-making micro-habits are equally important. Every time your child chooses between 2 shirts, picks their snack, helps decide how to spend family time, or thinks through a plan before acting, they are strengthening the part of the brain responsible for independent thinking. Independence grows through these tiny choices. When kids are never allowed to choose, they become dependent. When they choose within safe boundaries, small, manageable choices, they grow confident and internally strong. All of these tools share one message. You're there, but you're not controlling. You're guiding, but you're not overpowering. You're supporting, but you're not solving. And this balance is the heart of raising a child who is confident navigating life without constant adult intervention. As parents, our instinct is to protect, help, and prevent discomfort. But independence isn't built in comfort. It's built in safe struggle, moments where a child feels challenged but supported. When your child experiences these little struggles and realizes they can get through them, their brain forms the belief, "I'm capable." That belief becomes the foundation of lifelong independence. And now, we need to talk about one of the most misunderstood parts of raising independent kids: how to help children handle mistakes, frustration, and emotional challenges without falling apart. One of the biggest misconceptions in parenting is that independence is simply about doing things alone, but the truth is much deeper. Independence is built through a child's relationship with mistakes, frustration, and emotional difficulty. If a child learns early that mistakes are dangerous, embarrassing, or something to avoid, they'll spend their entire life trying not to fail. But if they learn that mistakes are normal, recoverable, and even valuable, they become far more resilient and far more willing to take healthy risks. A child who panics when something goes wrong usually has one of 2 beliefs: "I can't handle this," or "someone else needs to fix this for me." Both beliefs trap them in dependence. Our job is to replace those beliefs with a quiet, internal strength, a voice inside them that says, "I can figure this out," or even, "This is hard, but I'm capable." And that begins with how you respond in those exact moments when they fail, struggle, or feel overwhelmed. When something goes wrong for your child, pause. Take a breath, keep your voice steady. Instead of immediately fixing or soothing, begin with a simple acknowledgement. "That was tough," or "I see you're frustrated." This helps their nervous system settle enough for them to think. Then, instead of offering a solution, invite them into problem solving. "What do you think we can try next?" Or "What's one small step we can take now?" These questions do more to build strength than any lecture or correction ever will. Children grow through challenge, not through comfort, but they also need to know they are not alone in those challenges. That balance, struggle supported by connection, is what shapes emotional maturity. Over time, your child begins to understand that difficulty isn't a threat. It's a normal part of life. And because you've guided them through it instead of rescuing them from it, they develop the emotional muscles they need to handle the world with confidence. It's also essential to create an environment where your child is safe being imperfect. When kids feel judged or shamed for mistakes, they avoid responsibility. When they feel understood and guided, they step into responsibility with confidence. They learn to reflect instead of hide. They learn to try again instead of freeze. They learn to trust themselves instead of waiting passively for someone else to do the hard things for them. If this message resonates with you, take a moment right now to comment below and share one area where you want your child to become more independent. And if you're finding value in this, make sure to subscribe to the Parenting Blueprint so you never miss new weekly videos filled with evidence-based tools and guidance. Raising independent kids is not a quick process. It's 1,000 small moments of letting them think, struggle, try, fail, and try again, with you beside them, steady and calm. You don't have to be perfect. You simply have to be present. And when you choose guidance over rescue, patience over pressure, and support over control, you're giving your child one of the greatest gifts a parent can offer: the belief that they can navigate life on their own.